and welcome to this week's episode of TRUUU Podcast. I'm your host, Drea.
And I'm your host, Alex.
And this week, we're doing something kind of different. We're going back to kind of like what we did first season, like early first season, where we're not really talking about like topics necessarily, but we're more talking about like life experiences, like things that we used to do.
Yeah.
I guess in retrospect, we kind of did that last week too with the pets. Or not last week, but the last week with pets, because that's also like life stories. But we kind of like took a tangent away from that for a minute and started doing like other topics. But this is going to be a nice run down memory lane with us in regards to our ever-changing style. So comments on that, Alex?
Are we going to start with the new segment thing that we're doing?
I was planning on it. However, I wasn't planning on it. Okay, so yeah, we can start with it. How was your week?
So, like, as one expects right now during the season, like, this is the time of year where your family, like, bothers you over, hey, what do you want for Christmas?
Mm.
So I've been looking, through that and whatever, because, like, I had a deadline for my mother. You need to send me by this, like, time.
Right.
Not that it meant anything, because
yeah.
obviously she's going to give me something regardless. Well, my
yeah.
parents are going to give me something regardless. So I was going through that, and then I was just like, well, I should look for things then that my siblings can get me.
Sure.
And you know this about me, that I have, like, kind of started a mini collection of Funko Pop figures.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up on their website, like, just, like, looking at different things because I wanted to see, like, if I wanted anything or whatever. And I ended up finding a pop figure on Amazon that I wanted from my twin brother and my sister. So I sent them the link for that. I'm just like, there's 20 left, so buy with haste. And I ended up just on my own ordering 10 different pop figures.
Oh my god.
Okay, here's the thing. In my defense. So all but 2 of them were pre-orders.
Okay.
So it's not like I'm actually dropping all that money at once on pop figures.
Mm-hmm.
It's that it'll charge me as the pre-order, like, fulfills.
Sure. So what are some of the figures? Like, what are some of the characters?
They're all anime characters.
Okay. Are they all from, like, My Hero Academia?
No. There's 2 of them from My Hero Academia, for sure. Then I have a couple from Fruits Basket.
I knew you liked Fruits Basket. So when I was doing... I should have known. When I was doing your Christmas shopping... I saw a Fruits Basket related item and I was like, I feel like Alex liked this. But then I was like, maybe I'm just making that up because I know it's like kind of like that generic girly anime that like most girls liked.
It's actually kind of funny because I'm rereading it right now. Really? I'm in the midst of rereading it.
I was like worried. I was concerned that I was just like lumping you in with the stereotypical what a girl likes in an anime.
No. I mean, I like it, but I like it mostly because of the manga.
Sure.
Because... Actually, I'm glad that you brought it up a little bit, because, like, I was thinking on my way over here, because I'm rereading it right now, and, like, its original anime run, it got canceled after a season, way back when, like, 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. And in the past couple years, it got a reboot, so, like, they redid the anime, and it's confirmed for its 3rd and final season, so it's actually something I'll be able to see to the end, which makes me really happy because they're going to animate, the entire series of manga, so.
Right. Yeah, that's an issue I definitely have with some animes. For example, I know I brought this up to you multiple times. I don't know if I brought it up to the podcast, but there's an anime on Netflix currently called Ouran High School Host Club.
Yeah.
And my friend suggested it to me and I watched it and I like fell in love with it. It's so good. But I'm so upset that they literally only have one season and it like came out in like 2006 or something, so like they're not gonna reprise it.
No, probably not. I mean, anything could happen because that's a pretty old, but it's a fairly old manga as well as Fruits Basket was, and Fruits Basket got its revival. So there's no saying like for sure that it won't get it, but it probably won't.
Unlikely though. Who do I contact to suggest it?
I know, right? But yeah, so I pre-ordered a bunch of pop figures, and.
Fun.
Then I remembered that I actually have, like, one pre-order still pending from, like, a couple months ago that I ordered. Which you had to approve of because it's Avatar The Last Airbender.
Ooh, what is it?
So
Zuko?
It is.
Oh my god, love.
Because currently I have the Season 1 Zuko.
Okay. Oh, and you want the long hair one?
Yeah, I pre-ordered the Season 3 Zuko.
That's awesome. Here's my issue with you, though. You're that person. Yeah, with you specifically.
Oh, no.
So this is my issue with people who buy themselves gifts around the holiday time.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, give people the opportunity. Like, it is literally the one time a year that people are going to be getting you gifts. Stop buying things for yourself.
That's fair. Although, here's the thing. Besides you specifically, and I already know that you probably bought something for me because you've asked me about my sizes before, is that you're the only person in my, like, sphere who would buy me anything anime related. So the things that I'm buying, I'm not really taking from other people because, one, I gave this link to my brother and sister, so they're already buying me that special edition thing. So I'm not really stealing from anyone else.
Fine. I guess I would have had more issue because I would have had a bigger issue had I bought you a Funko Pop. I didn't. I got you other things, but like had I done it and then you're telling me, oh, I just bought myself 10, I'd be like, Alex. But yeah, I just, in general, I have issue with people who do that. I'm just like, give people a chance. But okay, anyways, anything else in your week?
No, that's it. So what about you?
Okay, so the reason in the beginning of this episode I kind of like segued into not doing our like how was your week deal is because the way that we did these podcasts this week, for whatever reason, like we filmed them like 2 days apart.
Right.
So like I haven't had really anything happen in my week. The only thing that's been different has been that I haven't been to work, which I feel like gives me less stories to talk about.
Right.
So I really have nothing to report. The only thing I could possibly think of is recently I've been finding this challenge, which I know that you're going to roll your eyes and be like, it's a good thing. But like I've been wanting to put up my Christmas decorations, but every single time that like I go to do it, something goes astray and I haven't been able to accomplish it yet.
I'm fine with that.
Exactly. I knew you were going to be like, oh, it's perfect. You know, what are you talking about? That's not an issue.
Listen, just wait until after tomorrow.
Well, obviously now I am. Like tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Well, this is coming out like after Thanksgiving, but when we're filming this, tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Right.
Anyway, so I don't really have anything to report on my end.
That's so funny because like I mentally parsed out like fun facts for like this portion of the like segment thing.
Okay.
So I have one because today specifically, we're going to be back-to-back filming different episodes,
yeah,
actually.
So you'll see some of the same outfits for next week.
Very nice. But yeah, so I have a fun fact available for next episode, but if we're not going to do that, then I can just share it now, because you would think it's really funny.
Well, save it so that we have at least something for next episode.
Sure.
Okay.
Fine,
all right, let's move into the topic of today's podcast. So like I said in the beginning, we're going to be going down memory lane of like our style evolution. And so when we say style, we mean like all-encompassing like makeup, look, hair, wardrobe, that whole deal.
Right.
So I see here, so Alex made the outline this week, and the first thing I saw when I like opened it up was this precursor statement, and it says, we can just assume that before middle school we dressed like human beings, correct?
Well, I mean,
that's so funny to me.
Because, like, my whole thing is, like, before middle school, like, how...
It doesn't count.
Yeah, how conscious are you of the choices you're making, like, style-wise?
Mm-hmm. Well, it really is. It's not even your choices. It's your parents' choices before then.
Like, you probably don't have that much personal preference yet. I mean, you probably do a little bit as you get towards middle school age, but before that, it's just, like, you know, wear hand-me-downs or wear whatever your mom gets you or whatever. You don't care about clothes and, you know, your looks your
look is just what you're born with at that point.
Right.
Like, you're not supplementing with anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, unless you're like well, actually, nowadays, the kids are like divas.
True. But back in our day...
it was just, you are what you are.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're glancing over the pre-middle school and starting straight with middle school. Right. So, Alex, what was your style?
So... And actually, like, this kind of goes into what we just last said. So, like, right before middle school, I had started having more of an opinion about what I was wearing. So I feel like the beginning of middle school was, like, the end of, like, my Limited 2 days.
Mm-hmm. Limited 2, that's a throwback company.
Yeah, that's a throwback, because guess what? Right now...
Discontinued, does not exist.
It's called Justice.
Oh, I was like, wait, it exists? Yeah, okay, fire.
I don't know if it still exists as Justice, but, like, I don't know, maybe like 5 or so years ago, or maybe more probably, actually. But they changed their name to Justice. But back in the day, it was called Limited 2, and it had all like the quote-unquote cute girl clothes.
Yeah, it was like your all-American girl, like, store.
We're going to get into the all-American comment.
Absolutely.
Like,
I saw there was... I made a comment about it, too, for myself.
Because I'm just like, I was tripping out over it. But anyway, so that's, you know, more or less what I was wearing. Like, that was the end of, like, those days because those clothes are more meant for younger kids anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, I think around 7th grade or whatever is probably the end.
Of when you were wearing that?
Yeah, of, like, when it's, like, okay to wear that sort of thing.
Sure.
Because you're getting a little bit too old at that point.
Yeah.
And
sorry, I have a quick question for you. Being that you're, like, the only girl in your family, did you have hand-me-downs?
I got some hand-me-downs from one of my cousins in Idaho. But that was, like, once.
Okay.
So, yes, I did, but not extensively.
Got it. Okay, go on.
So, and then, like, I supplemented that with, like, graphic tees from Kohl's.
Sure.
And, like...
As one does.
Old Navy.
Uh-huh.
Stuff like that. Like, I remember, like, one shirt that I really liked when I was in middle school actually had, like, the Sesame Street gang on it.
Oh, my God, that's so cute.
I know, right? But my whole... And I should say that this is kind of, like, a theme throughout, like, middle school and high school for as far as my style stuff goes, is that I feel like I was never really able to completely develop my own style because my school started making us wear uniforms when I was in 4th grade.
Yeah.
So 5 days out of the week, I was wearing uniforms.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
So, I mean, especially when you're younger and wearing uniforms, you're not really supplementing that with anything else, like maybe like a jacket.
Yeah.
Which... Oh, well, I guess the one thing then I would say is that during that period of time, I wore skater shoes.
Oh my God, yeah, like
man.
Vans, like the checkered Vans and stuff?
Etnies is what we were into.
Etnies. Is that still a thing?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that was a thing, Etnies.
Yeah, we were super into Etnies.
Did you ever have a Heelys?
No, my brother did, though.
I had Heelys.
I don't have the coordination for Heelys.
Me neither.
I would just, like, fall backwards.
I mean...
But yeah, so there's that, and then... I wasn't allowed to wear makeup during that time.
Okay.
Which, like, I'd go over to my friend's house because she lived, like, right down the street from school.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we'd put on, like, makeup and whatever, and her mom would drive us to the mall and stuff.
That's
like,
cute.
Makeup.
That's cute. Oh, I remember that, like, being a kid and thinking, like, you're so grown up, you know, doing things like that.
Right. And
Good
then
stuff.
one, like, I guess the other style thing is, like, my hair, I guess, during that period of time. Which... I just think, when I think about my hair in middle school, I just do a deep sigh.
Same, sister.
So, for most of my life, I had long hair.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wanted, like, your current length of long hair. Like, that's been my dream hair for as long as I can remember. Like, basically, like, waist-length hair.
Right.
I never was able to achieve that. I think that at a certain point, my hair just stops growing, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
So, when I was... a toddler, my hair was curly, like almost like ringlet curls on its own.
Okay.
And then when I was just like a child, it was straight, just naturally straight. Mm-hmm. And then I get into middle school and like puberty and whatever, and then it cuts the difference at wavy.
Oh yeah, that same exact transition happened to me.
Just an ugly wavy, to me, ugly wavy.
Same.
So my way of remedying this is a hair straightener. Mm-hmm. So you just straighten the heck out of that hair, man.
That is, as one does, absolutely.
And the thing is that my hair is very stubborn and doesn't like...
Heat?
Well, it doesn't like to obey the heat.
Okay.
So, like, I was trying to do the whole, like, style thing of, like, having, like, side bangs that are kind of, like, in front of one eye, you know?
Uh-huh.
Because that's so stupid.
Yeah.
That's what you did back then.
Yeah.
So, trying to get straighten my bangs to do that, but then, like, because I let my hair air dry back then, like, it would get, like, little, like, weird waves that I'd try to straighten out, but that just wouldn't. It just would not obey.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So, it just wasn't a good time for my hair, I would say.
I mean, let me get into mine, and I'll tell you about that.
Yeah. And, for a very brief amount of time, like, right when I graduated from... middle school, so like for middle school graduation I got a haircut, and I got like the straight bangs.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Mistake.
I've had that for like a hot minute too.
It was a mistake. It's not made for my face.
Straight bangs it's like a special person who it's made for.
I agree.
Definitely.
As soon as they were long enough to sweep to the side, they were swept to the side.
Yeah, you're just like, it's done.
And then finally I was able to get my ears pierced in 7th grade. Like I was considered by my parents to be old enough to do that. So
I was a Mexican baby, so when I was like 6 months they pierced my ears.
Right. So, yeah, I was, after, like, 2 years almost of begging my parents, they let me get my ears pierced in 7th grade. So that was my first year piercing, which we'll get to later, because that's definitely a theme in my life.
Oh, yeah, when you had, like, your whole ear piercing phase?
Yeah, anyway.
So,
let's go to you, man.
Okay, so, yeah, when I was in middle school, I think I've mentioned this before on the podcast, how the way my parents raised us made me and my sister think that we were poor kids, which I'm here to tell you, we were not. Like, my parents were very well off and still are. But, like, the reason that they are is because, you know, like, they did certain things, like cut corners, clip coupons, like, did stuff like that.
Right.
And so one of the things that my mom would do is she would, like, only buy us clothes from, like, Ross or, like, Marshalls or, like, any of those discount stores. And, like, it is not even, like, any clothes from the stores. Like, we had to have clearance items. Like, if it wasn't in the clearance section, like, we were not buying it. And it had to be a good deal, too. It couldn't be, like, $2 off.
So, clearance section at Ross?
Yeah.
Isn't that, like, clearance on clearance?
Yeah. 100%. Like, I'm talking, like, $5 T-shirts is what we would buy.
Right.
And, I mean, like, kudos to her. She was saving $1. But, like, at the time, we were just like, man, we have to, like, only buy the cheap stuff. Which it really wasn't, but, like, you know, whatever. And so that was, like, the type of clothes I was wearing. Is, like, what you could imagine was in the clearance section of Ross is what I was wearing.
Right.
Whatever picture that is in your head, you're probably right. And there was, like, one time I went with my friends to a movie, and I remember getting out of the car, and, like, my friend's older sister who was there. Oh, Danielle. You know Danielle? She was on the podcast a few weeks ago. Her older sister was like, you look like you just walked out of the set from The Lords of Dogtown. And I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. But, like, it's not cute. Like, all the people in there are, like, dressed like hobos. And so, like, that kind of gives you a picture of, like, how I would dress.
Oh,
and so then that was, like, a lot of, like, end of elementary school, like, 6th grade. And then I started transitioning in 7th grade to, like, these, like, attitude shirts, for lack of better description. Mm-hmm. And so it'd be, like, shirts that would have, like, little, like, characters on them, and it would say something like, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can quit listening. You know, stuff like that. Like, really cringy, like...
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
There was, like, a phase of, like, those shirts. I used to, like, wear a lot of that.
I wouldn't be allowed to wear those shirts.
Really?
No, not
I
at
wore
all.
a lot of that. It was... embarrassing. Anyways, and then I also had, like, the absolute, and I guarantee you, no matter what you say your haircut was, mine was worse. Like, I need to find a picture so I can prove to you.
Okay.
But it was, like, the most hideous haircut anyone in this world could have. So basically, like, my hair, like you, when I was a kid, was, like, pin straight, you know, like, it was, like, needle straight. And then when I started getting older, I started, like, cutting it shorter and shorter and shorter. And, like, I don't know what happened. Maybe, like, the lack of the weight, like, made my hair kind of, like, wave up, you know?
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, and so, like, I had this haircut where it was kind of, like, to my shoulders. Mm-hmm. And it had a bunch of layers. And it was supposed to be this kind of, like, sweeping look that I saw in, like, a magazine. But, like, here I am, a 6th grader, 7th grader, not knowing how to style my hair right, you know?
Right.
And so me getting this haircut just made me look like a troll, really. Like, it just, my hair fluffed up in weird ways, and it was really short because of the layers, and it just looked like a troll doll's hair. And, like, that was my hair I went to school with. Absolutely awful. 8th grade, I finally started to, like, figure it out. Like, that's when I was like, okay, here's a mirror that I've looked at for the first time in my whole life, and let's fix myself. And that's when I started wearing, like, a little bit of makeup. And I used to wear this, like, foundation that when I think back to it now, it gives me so much anxiety about, like, all the clogging of my pores.
Yeah,
because
man.
it's so cakey and thick. And I didn't even apply it with, like, an applicator. Like, I would just put my fingers in it and just, like, smear it on my face. And I'm just like, oh, my God. Like, thinking back to it, I'm like, my skin was screaming at me. And I remember there would be times when, like, I would put it on one day, and then I'd go to sleep, and then the next morning I'd be in a rush, so I wouldn't even wash my face or anything, and I would just, like, put more on. And, like, thinking back to it, I'm just like,
Ew.
Oh, my God, I want to kill myself. Like, you know, like, you don't know skincare routines.
Right.
Yeah, so that's, like, when I first started using makeup. Hideous. But let's move on to high school. Let's move on to better years.
Sure. Wait.
Better,
Before we do
quote-unquote.
that, do you want to hear my kind of clothes-related story to why I got a detention in middle school? My only detention I've ever gotten.
Yeah?
So here's the thing. So my growth spurt happened around middle school. So when I was in middle school, I basically was as tall as I am now. So 5'7". A little bit over 5'7".
Right.
Which was pretty tall for my peer group.
Yeah, that happened to me too.
Right. And at that time, I was very skinny. Like, size 0, probably a little less skinny.
Okay.
So the thing is that with school uniforms, they make the uniforms to fit, like, your average person. Like, your quote-unquote average. So the uniforms I was buying were made for younger and shorter girls.
Okay.
So I got a detention because I got too many dress codes because my skirts were too short.
How do you remedy that?
Because I was so thin. I was so thin that my skirts are shorter because they were made for someone who's shorter than me and younger than me. So I got a detention for it.
That's so dumb. Like, did your parents complain?
My mom was very mad.
I would have complained. My parents would have been like, heck no.
In our spirit of defiance, because I had to, like, I don't know how detentions go at, like, other schools, but the one, like, the detention I went to was a Saturday detention.
Okay.
So I went in on Saturday and I had to, like, write an essay about my wrongs.
Ew, what did you say? Sorry, my parents bought me the wrong size, or like whatever. Sorry, you don't make it in my size.
Basically.
That's what you wrote?
Well, I remember thinking something like that. I don't remember what I wrote because it was, you know, forever ago. It was a long time ago.
I would have been like all about it. Like, I've been like, sorry that this school doesn't provide me with the right clothes.
But my mom and I, in our spirit of defiance, we took the hem out of all my skirts. And just, like, let the threads dangle to, like, be like, hey, man, here, you got what you want now.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's good.
So it was, like, kind of, like, punk looking a little bit.
It's a good story.
But yeah,
okay, tell us about...
you'd enjoy that.
Yeah, I do enjoy that, actually. But tell us about high school.
All right, so it's, like, how I said to you. In middle school, I was not allowed to wear makeup. Mm-hmm. And then the first, you know, like, right before high school started, my mom sat me down and was just like, all right... You weren't allowed to wear makeup before, but here's your full makeup routine now.
Oh, wow. She taught you?
Kinda. Because here's the thing that you have to keep in mind is that in my household, the sort of style for women is just, like, as natural as you can. Okay. Really. So it's not really a ton of makeup stuff that I was doing, but, like, full face makeup, like, foundation and all that stuff, like primer, foundation. And then eyeliner... mascara, and, like, kind of blush and kind of eyeshadow. Okay. So I was doing that every day all of a sudden. Wow. And, I mean, I look at my freshman year, like, yearbook photo because it's, like, whatever you took on picture day. Mm-hmm. And that was, like, in the very beginning of school. I'm just like, man, my makeup, man. Oh,
it was, like, no. All over the place, yeah.
Well, not, like, all over the place, but, like...
Just a lot heavier than what you do now.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting here before you with zero makeup on right now. Yeah. So, yes, a lot more than I do right now.
Absolutely.
So, and back in the day, like, because of my fairer skin tone and whatever, like, the eyeliner my mom started me out on was brown eyeliner. Mm. Because she's like, you know, your skin's so fair and, like, you know, you have fair features, you have light hair, you don't need to have dark eyeliner. Right. And I'll tell you what... That didn't last very long.
You switched to the black?
As soon as I could.
Wow.
Because I'm just like, I want black eyeliner,
yeah,
man. I want my eyes to, like, stand out.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty big transition. And also because, like, that's when I started cheerleading. And for, like, competitions and, like, games and whatever, like, you go all out with your makeup. Right. Especially for competitions. Like, I was wearing false eyelashes for my competitions, which... That was a big adjustment to wear... fake eyelashes because
even today, like, I feel like even, like, if we were to go obviously we're not going anywhere because of COVID, right. But, like, when we did go places and you'd be like, hey, help me with the eyelashes, like, you're always like, ah.
Yeah, basically. So, I mean, that was, like, and then also she gave me a blow dryer, so I was blow drying my hair every day, which did good things actually for my hair because it turned my hair straight, essentially. Right.
Yeah, when you dry
so it was basically what it was like before middle school. Mm-hmm. So just, like, regular straight, that's what my hair looked like, except for, like, with more volume, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, so, and then also, because my haircut in middle school, like, there was no layers to my hair. There was my side bangs that was basically, like, you know, a sharp, you know, line. Mm-hmm. And then my long hair. Mm-hmm. Where in high school, I got my hair layered, so it looked more natural.
Right.
And I got my hair layered basically all the time after that. That was like the resting pulse for my hair.
Right.
Which, thank goodness, because that's a lot better than what I had before.
It's just like levels.
Yeah, so like I had to wake up at like 5:30 every morning to like
get ready.
To get ready, to do the whole boat.
Yeah.
But also, I like to get ready slowly. I don't like to rush in the morning, so that kind of has something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
And also because me and my brothers were all in high school, and at the time we all took morning showers, so like...
You had to like claim first dibs.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Essentially. So, that was like my hair and makeup situation, I guess. And so for the first half of high school, like I feel like when I got to high school, my style was, like, relatively normal, I guess, like what it was back in middle school. I mean, for what it could be with uniforms.
Yeah.
And then I started hanging out with scene kids.
Scene kids.
Which the thing is that, like, I had to Google it, you know, when I was, like, writing this whole thing, because I'm just like, well, what does scene kid really mean? And then I looked at the picture that, like, first thing that comes up on Google, which is like, yep, that was correct.
Yeah, scene kids was, like, a big thing when we were in high school.
So, I guess we should probably try to describe it for those who don't know. Scene kids is, like, it's not
emo.
Yeah, it's not emo or, like, goth or whatever. It does involve some black, but it's, like...
It's like emo if, like, emo was colorful.
Right. It was very obnoxious to look at.
Yeah.
Like, really crazy teased hair, which I didn't do, but, like, some of my friends did. And then, like, you wore a ton of, like, bracelets and stuff. In all different colors. And, like, really just... You just wore all the most obnoxious things together, really.
Yeah, like black tank tops, but then, like, bright pink pants, you know, like, stuff like that. And, like, a tutu, you know, like, stupid things. Like, stupid things.
So, I kind of assimilated as much as I could to that style, keeping in mind that my mom wasn't having it. 100% she wasn't having it. Like,
in no way can I ever see your mom supporting that.
Yeah, because, so I was typing this out when I was in the kitchen, and my mom was, like, baking stuff and whatever. And I was trying to, like, remember different things about that period of time, and I was trying to remember, like, the last half of high school, but I'm just like, oh, you remember my, like, kind of, like, emo phase? And my mom, like, gives me the most disgusted look. She's like, yes.
She was like, I try not to.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah, so, you know, mostly, like, the way that I could, like, assimilate to that, you know, at school was to wear a ton of jewelry. So, like, a ton of bracelets on both arms. Like, I had some rings going on, you know. I had, like, these really, like... I was talking to them, actually, with one of my tour guides the other day. I was talking about them. I got these earrings from... I don't remember where. Got these earrings that were paper clips.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, paper clips dangling off of, like, the hook part. Like, they're dangly earrings, and, like, they were, like, hot pink and lime green and, like, baby blue and, like, all this whatever.
It was, like, a thing for... Sorry to jump off of it really fast.
No, don't.
But it was, like, a thing at my school because, obviously, like... We're more ghetto than, like, a private school. But, like, we would, like, just actually get paper clips and, like, put it through our ear hole. And, like, safety pins and stuff. And, like, I can't even begin to tell you how unsanitary that is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And dangerous, but, like, we would do that, you know? Like,
Quick
we're like,
sidebar,
yeah, so cool.
Is that the reason I was talking about this to one of my tour guides was actually because she was wearing safety pin earrings. But so I asked her, I'm just like, are you wearing safety pins in your ears right now? She's like, yeah, but, like, they're actual earrings. Like, they're not at all safety pins. They're earrings made to look that way. So, like, they didn't have the weird, like, curly Q part that would, like, be right next to where the earring hole is.
Yeah, or, like, the super sharp, like, needle going in.
Yeah, so, like, they're actually, you know, earrings that were made to be.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, so. Anyway. And then there's a lot of shopping at Hot Topic.
Absolutely.
Like, every time we rolled to the mall together, we were, like, living in Hot Topic.
Yeah. Can confirm.
So, and the most horrible part of that phase that stuck around for way too long, basically until college, really, is skinny jeans. Like, that was, like, I feel like the big emergence for a lot of people of skinny jeans. Because before I was wearing, like, bootcut jeans. Which no one in the right mind our age would wear now, really.
No. That's, like, such a 90s thing.
Yeah. Or, like...
Or, like, early 2000s. Yeah.
But, yeah, so I went from bootcut jeans to skinny jeans. And by the way, like this whole, like I forgot to mention the last one too, like this whole time I was wearing low-rise jeans too.
Yeah, it's okay. I have a whole comment on like the length, like the height of the jeans. Low-rise jeans were like the thing back then. I can't even begin to understand why.
But not like, you know, Britney Spears low-rise where it's just like it's barely covering anything. Like reasonable low-rise. Yes, I was wearing skinny jeans, which... Did you wear skinny jeans back in the day?
Absolutely.
Those were the worst to take off.
Yeah, I mean, it was like just plastered onto your leg.
Like at the end of a long day, when you're just trying to take off these skinny jeans, they're getting stuck around your ankles, basically. I'm just like, I can't deal with this. This is like too high maintenance.
That's a lot.
But yeah, a lot of skinny jeans. Like I remember going to like one school event, like wearing these skinny jeans, wearing a zebra print like camisole, and like this gray, like lavender and light blue, like flannel thing over it.
Yeah.
So obnoxious looking.
The layering is something I was going to comment on. Like, layering was a thing. Like, it's like, how many shirts can you get on your body? Basically. Was like the style.
For sure. You always wore at least 2 layers of shirts.
Absolutely.
Well, which also fit in because, like, when, you know, that's the only way to show kind of some individuality, like wearing uniforms. So, like, you have the uniform shirt, you have some sort of undershirt on that sticks out, that either has some, like, frill or, like, color
like
or whatever.
lace or something.
Yeah. To, like, stand out. And then, you know, whatever uniform bottoms, whether that be, like, the skirt, shorts, or pants, like, that's what you wore. So that was, you know, first 2 years of high school, 9th and 10th grade. And then starting my junior year, things changed dramatically.
Okay.
So I stopped hanging out with the scene kids. I was more so hanging out with my cheerleader friends, and I was also just not caring as much.
Okay. So,
like, this is where my mom says that I went back to my quote-unquote all-American girl look.
Okay.
And when I asked her...
I'm sure your mom was thrilled about this time period, too.
Oh, she was so happy.
Yeah.
Like, because this is how I brought up, like, the emo look to her. Just, like, I know for the first 2 years I had, like, my kind of emo look, but I don't remember what the last 2 years were. She's like, it was your all-American look. Like, you just look normal. I'm just like...
You just look normal, whatever that means.
Exactly. So, like, I asked her, I'm just like, well, what does it mean? And she was just like, I don't know, you just looked all-American. You look... And this is, like, quote word for word. You just looked like a slice of apple pie.
I know, I read that. I was like, what does that mean?
What does that mean? So I questioned her further, you guys. I'm just like, hey, I don't get it. What does all-American mean? And she, like, just listed off, you know, all these, like, descriptors. She says wholesome, refined, modest, clean-cut, sweet. That's apparently how I looked.
Okay.
Which, I mean, that's when I started shopping, like, at Tilly's and American Eagle, which I feel like kind of makes sense to those descriptors a little bit.
Tilly's, I feel like, had some more, like, exciting stuff.
Yeah.
But they did have a section where it was, like, cutesy.
Yeah. And at that point in time, that's, like, right around the time when I quit cheerleading.
Okay.
So once I quit cheerleading, I'm just like, I'm getting the foundation out of here. I don't want to wear face makeup, period.
Yeah, totally.
The only things I'm willing to wear are my black eyeliner and mascara.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Only because after you start wearing eyeliner and mascara, without it, you feel like you look, like, naked.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you look like a child, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I also stopped blow drying my hair, so I went back to my natural waves. Just because at that point in my life, I'm just like, I don't want anything that's high maintenance.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, I was doing that, and, like, even with my uniforms, it's so funny, because especially my senior year, I would just wear a hoodie to school, and then, like, at that point, I stopped wearing uniform skirts for the most part and wore just, like, pants.
Okay.
Uniform pants. And I just wouldn't wear a uniform shirt under my hoodie.
And no one would ever know.
I never got caught.
Oh, okay.
Because people did get caught doing that.
Really? Like, what did it, like, lift up your sweater? Like, what is, like, how do, ew, really?
Yeah, show you're wearing a uniform shirt.
Oh my god, that is so awful.
Yes.
I would die.
It was. And if you weren't wearing one, you had to go to the office to get a spare.
Oh my gosh, that's intolerable.
But I never got caught, so.
Well, that's good for you.
That's good. But yeah, that's more or less, like, I started looking, I guess, more what my mom deems to be normal.
Like a slice of apple pie.
Like a slice of apple pie. Whatever,
that's so
Dad.
funny.
Anyway.
So yeah, so for me, it was kind of like a flip-flop. So when I entered high school in like 9th grade, I was more of like that cutesy all-American girl like style. Mm-hmm. I like shopped a lot at like Hollister, Aeropostale. I would do the whole like layering the shirts deal, a lot of jean skirts. And also at this time, like I was very thin. So like the whole look just like really vibed with itself. You know, like it all went together. Like I was able to wear like size 0 like Hollister jeans, you know, things like that.
Man, back in the day.
I know, back in the day, Jesus. But then, like, once I started getting into 10th grade is when it started shifting to, like, my emo/scene phase.
Right.
And that's when I started, like, really predominantly shopping at, like, Hot Topic. There was a store, I don't know if you remember it was called Sideca.
I do.
It was, like, supremely the scene store. Like, everything you could possibly need. And then also, like, my sister's closet, because my sister was the queen of Scene Kid.
Right, yeah, she was.
The queen. Oh my god, she has a whole, like, album on her Facebook of all of, like, her scene pictures, and it is just cringe city. But, like, you know, at the time, like, she was, like, the cool kid.
And I'll tell you what, that's a really bad time for your hair, like, to be a scene kid.
Oh, yeah. My sister did the whole full-on, like, ratting her hair, like, a mile high. Like, her hair was just damaged. But, like, I also, like, we both had, like, the whole scene haircut, which, let me explain to you what this means. Basically what it is, you have, like, tiny little strands here at the bottom of your hair, like, really thin ones that are really long, and maybe you'll have, like, 1 or 2 from, like, the front of your hair, and then you would cut the rest of the hair, like, super choppy, so that you could tease it up and, like, do, like, really, like, you know, things at the top, and then you just had these, like, little streaks of hair at the bottom going long.
Right, yeah.
And so we both had that, and I had, like, crazy, like, sweeping bangs to the side. Like, my entire forehead was covered by my bangs. And it was just, like, it was such a phase. Like, oh, my gosh. And here's the thing. So I was also an athlete, you know, growing up my whole life. And so I would train every day, like, for 2 hours. So I'd be getting really sweaty. And I'm not about to, like, walk into school with, like, greasy hair the next day. So I would wake up at 6 a.m. and wash my hair every single day.
Yeah.
Which, oh, my God, my poor hair. I would wash it every single day, and I would blow dry, and I would straighten it every single day of my life.
Yeah.
For all these years. I don't know how my hair just didn't fall off, like, break. Oh, and then on top of the whole, like, hair look is what this period of time was when I first introduced dyeing like a blonde streak in my hair, just one. And so I would just have like really black hair and then one blonde streak.
You kept that for a long time.
I had it for a long time. But that's like when I first introduced it. And it's funny, I actually like, when I was writing this down, I reminded myself of my friend Amanda, who you know, Alex, but she's one of my friends from like childhood. And we both went through this phase like together. She was like, I think she's like 3 years older than me, like in terms of like grades. But like we both went through this phase at the same time, and like we had a whole photo shoot of like Scene Kid, and like sometimes it'll pop up on my memories, and I'm like, oh my god, like I want to kill myself. Like it's so cringy. But then yeah, at this time I was also like really big in like the black eyeliner mascara thing.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, my routine for eyeliner and mascara has not changed since high school. Like what you're seeing here, if you're watching on YouTube, is exactly how I did my makeup.
You perfected the cat eye.
I did, yeah. I perfected. Like it got better. And okay, here's the thing. In high school, I would also use like pencil eyeliner and like pencil in the bottom of my eye, so like my whole eye was just black, like lined the entire thing. Now, like I don't really do that. I just do like the top and mascara, whatever. So I've like subtilized it as the years have gone on, but really like the routine it's been exactly the same since high school. And then so in 11th and 12th grade, it completely shifted again, and I switched to like a very like jock-like style. Like I was very like sporty. I would only wear like sweatshirts and jeans, and sometimes like straight up just like a whole sweatsuit to school. Like I just stopped caring. Like I was just like, I'm just gonna be comfortable.
Right.
Like this is all I care about. I had like my Letterman jacket, and I would just wear that like every day. And at this time, me and my sister had like very, very chola eyebrows.
Oh, really?
Like super chola. Like it was just like a pencil line, like an arc. It was hideous. And I don't know why we thought it was a good idea, or like why my mom was just like, yeah, you gotta pluck your eyebrows. But like it was a time. I gotta show you some pictures, but like, God. Somebody needed to tell me to stop it. But okay, let's move into college. What were you like in college?
So, I started out, I think, with the remnants of, like, looking super put together like I did in high school.
Sure.
Like, I remember you guys making comments when, you know, our first days, like, in the dorms or whatever, because when we'd leave at the beginning of the day to do whatever, I was always, like, hair done, makeup on, you know, full outfit sort of deal. And you guys are just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, all of us are just, like, rolling out of bed, like...
Essentially. And I'm just like, no, I just, like, get up and I put all this stuff on. So, there's that. Basically, whatever I found cute at Tilly's and American Eagle, that's, like, what I did.
Yeah. I feel like you and I, specifically in college, like, did a lot of Tilly's shopping.
Yeah.
Predominantly because one of our roommates worked at Tilly's.
That's true.
So, like, I feel like it just encouraged us to be like, oh, we gotta shop at Tilly's, support her, you know?
Basically. So, yeah, like, I mean, it was just, I guess, more of a classic sort of look. Like, you know, just accented of the all-American thing, whatever that means,
Whatever
man.
it means, yeah.
Like, doing that, transitioning out of skinny jeans into jeggings.
Jeggings was a thing. And I don't know if it still is necessarily. Is it?
I still wear jeggings.
Oh, do you?
100.
Oh, wow. All right.
I love jeggings.
I think I have one pair.
Just because they're comfortable, you guys.
I feel you.
Because normal jeans is just like, eh.
Yeah.
Like these... Well, the thing is that they're like cheater pants. They're cheater jeans.
Yeah.
They're comfortable, but look like jeans.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. Transitioned out of skinny jeans, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the end of college, because this is like a part this is a part of my life that's difficult to remember as far as like style goes, for whatever reason. Mostly probably because I just thought of it as like normal.
Sure.
And towards the end of college, I did like more of the athleisure stuff.
Okay.
Because I was getting really lazy. Because that's what you do towards the end of college. It's like, I'm just totally done with being here.
Yeah.
I just want to get to class, get done, like whatever. So I was wearing a lot of hoodies, you know, leggings, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
If I was feeling particularly lazy, I was wearing my, what I called all-terrain slippers.
Oh, I'm literally wearing them right now.
Yeah, so like they were UGG slippers, right?
Yeah.
And like they had like rubber soles on the bottom, so you could literally just like wear them around. So I'd like be walking around campus in my
slippers,
all-terrain slippers.
That's funny.
And like straight up sometimes sweatpants.
Yeah, I mean,
it was like
me too. Today,
I think back on it, I'm just like, man, I could have tried a little bit harder, but I mean, for what purpose?
College,
I guess.
Who cares?
But and I mean, there was a duality to it, because also that's when I started kind of developing like my professional wear sort of stuff, because once I started sorority, every Monday we'd have to wear something called pin attire, which is basically practicing for when like you're in the professional world. So you had to wear like business casual every Monday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. unless you like had an athletic class.
Ew, that sucks.
So yeah, like towards the end of college, you kind of, to avoid pin attire, you would just like never leave your dorm.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Or not go onto campus.
I would do that too. I'd be like, heck no.
Basically. And two kind of exciting like makeup things that I learned, well, makeup and hair things during that time, is my sophomore year of college. One of my roommates then, Nicole Miller, she taught me how to curl my hair. Because I never knew how to curl my hair before. But here's the thing, is that I found using a curling iron too difficult. Like with the clip part of it.
Oh, so you used a wand.
Yeah, so she taught me how to curl my hair with a wand.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, this is the business. Like, this is so much easier than trying to use, like, a curling iron. Like, to this day, I can't use a curling iron.
Really?
I really can't.
I actually asked for one for Christmas because I only have a wand. And I feel like I like the clip.
I feel like it gives a cleaner look. But whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
so yeah, I learned how to curl my hair during that time. And also, I learned how to put on, like, good eyeshadow.
Have not learned that to this day.
Well, but see, that's the thing. Like, I got a stocking stuffer at some point, like, for Christmas, like, some point in college. My mom got me, like, these eyeshadow palettes that came with instructions on how to do certain looks. So literally, I just had to follow the instructions. So that helped out a lot.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like I use that formula, like, across, like, different, like, eyeshadow palettes as well. So, I feel like that steered me in the correct direction.
Smart. Yeah, I haven't gone down that path yet. Yet to learn it.
But yeah, I mean, I guess more or less that's college.
I feel you. Yeah, it was, like, hard for me to remember, like, college style, because it's all just a blur. I feel like I didn't care in college, so it's, like, hard to, like, really remember. One thing I do remember is, like, I was very much into, like, the whole natural look. Mm-hmm. And this was partially because I was working out every single day, 2 times a day for my sport.
Right.
So it becomes, like, tedious to have to, like, do your hair or do your makeup when you're just going to have to, like, bathe right after you're, like, sweating it off. So, like, I began to just, like, not, basically, for lack of better, like, descriptor. But the positive that came out of it was the fact that, like, I stopped putting heat to my hair. Like, I stopped styling it.
Right, yeah.
So this is when my hair grew to as long as it is now, basically, you know? Like, I never had long hair my whole life. Like, I only had, like, shoulder-length hair. And it wasn't until college that, like, it really grew. Like, I don't know if you remember when we first lived together freshman year, my hair was, like, shoulder length.
Right, yeah.
Like, if you look at pictures, like, it was short. And then because I stopped doing it, like, it just really took off. And that's, like, the positive that came out of it, because I have long hair now.
That's so unfair, because, like, I really don't use that much heat on my hair. Yeah. Because I usually just let it air dry.
Yeah.
And it
still
just stops. It just stops at a certain point.
I don't know. Like, I mean, everyone's different, obviously. Like, everyone's hair is different. But for me in particular, like, that's the positive that came out of it. But yeah, and then so, obviously, I was, like, much more of, like, a sporty style. Like, you know, we would just wear, like, our workout gear and, like, sweatshirts, sweatpants, leggings. Like, that's all I would wear. I got really into this thing where I would, I would wear jeans, and then I would have, like, high-rise Nike socks, and I would, like, put them on the outside of my jeans so, like, you could see it. I don't know, it was weird.
You did that in college?
Yeah.
With jeans?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was, like, a style. Like, people would comment on it. They'd be like, oh, like, cool socks, you know? And I was like, thanks, man. I don't know. It was, like, dumb. And then this is when I started wearing, like, a lot of high-rise shorts, like the high-waisted shorts.
Are you going to tell that story?
I mean, is it really even a story? It was just one time I was like, okay, let's all wear high-waisted shorts, and everyone just wore them.
Here's what the truth was, that you wanted a coordinated picture together, like, of all of us in, like, high-rise shorts together.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because you lent me a pair.
Okay.
Because I didn't have high-rise anything at that time.
Yeah.
I didn't have high-waisted shorts.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a thing.
Right.
And
I mean, very much I believe you that that's what I said. I just don't remember.
Yeah, and also that was, like, me crying myself to sleep also, because it was during a time where I could, like, fit into, like, your size.
Oh my god, shut up. Whatever. Yeah, and then the last thing that, like, was predominantly prevalent in this time was, like, I wore a lot of boots, like, knee-high boots. And, like, I still do, to an extent, wear boots. I feel like I wear more, like, like, booties to, like, calf size boots, like, combat boots, basically. Mm-hmm. Like, I wear more of that style now, but, like, at the time I was wearing, like, the knee-high boots.
Yeah.
That was big. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I remember from college.
Right.
But what about adulthood, Alex? What are you doing nowadays?
So I feel like it's a combination of things from the past and stuff of the future, as it, should be, I guess. So I think now, like, I still buy jeans from American Eagle just because I feel like those are the best fit. Like, sure. I feel like once you get to a certain point, like, when you find a place that has the jeans that fit you correctly,
totally,
that's just where you go.
Yeah, mine is Lucky Jeans. I only buy Lucky Jeans.
Yeah, so, I mean, I still do the jeggings thing because I love jeggings. Which, whatever, fight me. But,
I have no problem with it.
Yeah. I wear a lot of black together. Like, my favorite, like, piece of clothing to always just have in my wardrobe is black jeans.
For sure. I mean, we're both wearing black on black right now.
Yeah, so I'm wearing black jeans and a black sweater, so there's that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wear a lot of black and I wear a lot of blue, some green, very few, like, warm colors.
Yeah, I don't wear warm colors. This is not in my color spectrum.
I got told once when I was in middle school or early high school by one of my friends that red didn't look good on me because it brought out too much red in my skin tone. So from like that point, like I just stayed away from like warm colors. I will wear on occasion like a soft orange, which is my mom's favorite thing ever, by the way. Like if you were to ask her like what colors look best on me, it's that kind of orange and like lime green.
Lime green? That's a bold color. Interesting.
She loves those two colors on me.
Do you ever wear that?
No.
I feel like I can't imagine you wearing that.
Exactly, because I only wear dark colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of that. I got one statement piece that I had for a couple of years, which I'm getting a new one for Christmas. Spoiler. Because you shouldn't know what you get for Christmas from your parents, supposedly, or at least that's what my dad hates it that I pick out, like, every single thing I get for Christmas.
Okay.
He wants there to be some element of surprise.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. Oh. Here's exactly what I want.
Okay.
But anyway, so, like, I sent it actually today to my mom. Just like, this is the new faux leather jacket that I want, which kind of has, like, a punkish, like, you know, biker look a little bit. So I got one a couple years ago for Christmas that was actually a big hit with people. People thought that looked really cool in that jacket.
I know which one you're talking about. It's a nice jacket.
Yeah. I mean, it's beat up now.
Really?
Yeah, it's done. That's why I need to get a new one. And then, like, I don't wear them so much right now, mostly because I don't need to wear shoes really right now, but I also like combat boots quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, do a lot of that. I have acquired since high school because I wasn't allowed to have... You're only allowed to have one ear piercing in high school, like one set. Like, you could only have it on your lobes in just one set. And then when I worked at In-N-Out back in the day, you couldn't have, like, too many piercings either. So now I have 8 ear piercings, 4 on each ear. So those are kind of, like, reminiscent of my more, like, punk days, I guess.
I feel you.
But, yeah, I mean, like, it's a mixture of, you know, the young things. So I still, like, you know, have the American Eagle, like, cute tops and whatever. And then, like, I get blouses and whatever from Ann Taylor Loft. Like, that's my store for, like, work clothes.
Sure.
I love that place. It's great. One thing that's kind of come back also is I still sometimes shop at Hot Topic, but only for specific, like, fandom related things, because that's, like, a big thing that I feel like wasn't really, like, a stylistic choice when we were younger. It's like you couldn't get fandom related shirts.
Well, there's, like,
really.
band t-shirts.
Yeah, band t-shirts, but, like, fandoms for, like, TV shows
and
yeah,
that wasn't
whatever.
a thing. Definitely it was just more music.
Right, so, like, one thing that you and I talk about, like, all the time in our spare time is box lunch.
Yeah.
That's stealing a lot of my money.
Absolutely. Actually, I have an issue with box lunch right now. I ordered some items for you and Eduardo, obviously. I told you about this. And all of them came minus one thing for Eduardo. And I'm still waiting for it. And I keep on contacting them being like, I still haven't got it. And they're like, oh, well, like, if you haven't got it by this day, let us know. And I keep on telling them, like, I haven't got it. And, like, I still, like, they're still, like, giving me the ring around. So
that's so funny.
I'm annoyed.
The items I order for you and Eduardo from Box Lunch, like, they came almost instantaneously.
I mean, I've gotten everything else. Like, I've ordered a lot from Box Lunch. It's just this one item that was in an order with other items. They just didn't send it with that order.
That's, you know, the new thing, like, about online shopping nowadays is, like, shipping items separately.
Yeah, and it's like, why? I'll just wait. Just get it all together.
I think most people just prefer to, like, get things immediately and then wait for some things. I don't know. I don't really have too much of an opinion. But anyway, one thing I did transition to after college, because it definitely wasn't before, it was I actually like high-waisted pants now.
Absolutely.
That was not a thing I ever liked until now.
Okay.
And, like, right now, the jeans I'm wearing are high-waisted.
Yeah.
It's a must now.
Absolutely.
One thing that I feel like is kind of weird, because I think of, you know, the different places that I shop at, I don't really feel like there is a store that's meant for people our age, specifically.
Like mid-20s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's either teeny bopper stuff or, like, middle-aged person stuff. I don't feel like there's a ton of in the middle.
But
like,
what really is in the middle?
Huh?
Like, what really is in the middle? Like, what would you qualify as, like, clothing for our age?
And see, that's the thing. Like, I guess it's tough because we take parts from, I think, both sides.
Yeah. To make it work.
Right.
Because I could argue that, like, Zara is, like, for us, or, like, Free People.
I don't know either of those stores.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's for our demographic.
Are they at malls?
Mm-hmm.
Which malls?
Any. Like, Free People is, like, in stores, like Macy's, like, stuff like that. And they have, like, their own storefront. Zara is more of, like, they have one in the Americana. Like, it's a little bit more uppity. So is Free People. I mean, like, but, and, like, you know, you can, like, find them places. But I do feel like those are geared towards our age range. But it is, like, it's specific, you know? Like, you don't even know those stores, you know? Like, I know it because I worked in the Americana. I worked next to, like, a lot of high fashion.
Right.
I worked in marketing, you know? Like, so I'm familiar with those things.
Yeah.
But the common person probably wouldn't.
Right. I guess my point is I feel a need to shop at both, like, levels of stores.
Yeah, to find something that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, technically speaking, like, you know, me getting pants from American Eagle is in teenager sizes still. Like, the equivalent pant size in women's is different.
What is women's sizing?
I don't know the exact, like, transfer. But, like
is it, like... Are women sizing, like, the 20s? Like, in the 20s? Or, like, is it still, like, 1, 3, 5, whatever?
It's still like that. So, like, for example, since I'm going to, I guess, give this example, is, like, my American Eagle jeans, I wear at 12.
Okay.
But, like, for regular women's, I'll wear an 8.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
It's different ways of measuring.
Got it. Okay. I only shop at Lucky Jean, and, like, they have European sizes. Like, they have, like, the 24, 26, whatever. Right. So, like, that's all I know. I don't know. I don't even know what my jean size is. Like, I have to look at my jeans to
know what my size would be in European sizes.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I have to look at my previously bought jeans to be like, oh, this is my size, you know?
Right. Anyway, as far as, like, the hair and makeup front goes, I don't even own, like, foundation anymore. I literally only own eye makeup.
For sure.
And then also, one thing that I started doing after college that I'm glad for... Usually I don't really care that much about fads, but I'm happy that this became a fad and that I'm a part of it, is filling in your eyebrows.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not, like, the whole thin eyebrow thing isn't a thing anymore, which I think is great.
Yeah.
And filling it in, which I don't have today, but usually I do when I'm wearing makeup, and I'm just like, this is fabulous.
Absolutely, yeah. It definitely transcends the look, I think.
Yeah. I'm very happy with that. Although, like, especially right now, you know, during the whole pandemic thing, I really don't wear makeup unless I have to.
For sure. I mean, why would you, you know?
Right. And, you know, you come to a point, like, as you get older where you're just, like, more comfortable in how you look as well, for the most part.
Yeah.
So I don't really feel super self-conscious anymore about not wearing makeup. Like, I'm here, like, this is going to go on YouTube, and I'm not wearing makeup, and I don't feel, like, any kind of way about it.
Yeah, but you're also fortunate that, like, you have a good face. You know?
Thanks.
Like, if I don't wear makeup, like, I look... Like, so, okay, for example, I teach a class at Whittier College. And usually, you know, like, I'm giving this class while I'm at work. So, like, I have makeup on, I look normal, da-da-da-da. On Monday this week, because I'm not working, I had to do the class, and I just rolled out of bed and, like, went to my computer and did it. And, like, I'm looking at myself in the Zoom screen, and I'm just like, girlfriend, like, you don't look good today.
See, that's the thing. I totally disagree. I think you look completely fine without makeup.
You haven't even seen me without makeup.
That's such a lie. We've gone on trips together. You're so annoying.
Whatever. I look like a little boy when I don't wear makeup.
I feel the same way.
No, you don't. You look the same. Like, your makeup is so... Because here's the thing. Your makeup style is also very, like what you're saying, like, very natural looking. Mm-hmm. So, like, when you don't wear it, it doesn't look that much different.
How disheartening is that a little bit now?
Anyway.
And then also, like, just hair-wise, I mostly just... I started... actually doing my hair when I started my new job. Mostly because I feel like my crazy, like, wavy hair probably kind of looks a little bit unprofessional, but it was okay during my TV days, but it's not maybe so okay, like, in the office.
For sure.
I'm not comfortable enough yet to just go in, like, full wavy hair, especially since that means that I'm air drying it, and now that my hair is getting long, because there was a period of time for, like, the past 2 years where I had short hair.
Yeah.
Which, for the first time in my life, which... went over very well with the masses, actually.
Yeah, it was really cute.
But now I'm growing my hair back out again.
Which I'm all for. Like, I liked both styles, but, like, being that you've had it for 2 years, I'm excited for a change.
Right. So I'm growing my hair back out again, which means that's going to take even longer for my hair to dry. So there's not enough time, like, from the time... Because I take showers in the morning, wash my hair in the morning. So, like, there wouldn't be enough time from when I leave my house to when I get to work for my hair to dry.
Right.
So I don't want to show up to work with wet hair.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's kind of, like, the decision there. But, like, nowadays, since I don't really have to worry about that, I just, like... let my hair air dry.
Nice.
It's, you know, low maintenance.
What a time to be alive.
Because that's basically, my beauty routine is low maintenance.
Yeah, same. Like, yeah, I know I talk about, like, you know, like, oh, I look like a boy without makeup. But to be honest with you, like, my makeup routine is so minimal. Like, I'm just like, eyeliner, fill in the eyebrows, the end.
Basically. And then, like, one thing I had to make my peace with, you know, as far as... you know, that stuff goes too, because, like, it's a decision that I'm making not wearing face makeup because I have grown up with bad skin. Like, just genetically bad skin.
I mean, sure. Like, I understand. Here, I don't want to, like, devalue your feelings about this because I feel like, you know, everyone has dealt with their own issues. But, like, for example, there's this girl that I follow on Instagram, and she's, like, really cute and really, like, I know, like, I don't know her, but, like, she's a person that I see on occasion in real life. It's not, like, an influencer or something.
Right.
And she's cutesy, and she's small, and she's thin, and she's, like, she works out. She's, like, one of these, like, fitness girls. And, like, maybe a year or two ago, she was hit with, like, cystic acne.
It's the worst.
And, like, but, like, hers was, I gotta show you a picture of hers, dude. Like, she looked like an ogre. Like, it was horrific.
Yeah.
And, like, it makes me really think, like, man, you know, like, because I've had adult acne, too, and, like, obviously you have, and it's, like, but, like, it could be worse, man, you know? Like, we're lucky.
Yeah. And, I mean, I guess, well, one, things kind of seem worse when you're looking at them on your own body. Mm-hmm. So there's that a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Like, looking at my face right now, like, I'm looking, you know, in the camera or whatever, my face doesn't look broken out at all.
Yeah. I mean, like, you're your own critic, you know? You're looking in the mirror, you're looking at all your imperfections, yeah.
But yeah, and it has stabilized a little bit more since, you know, since I've been a teenager, because I had bad skin when I was a teenager, and no one tells you when you're that age that adult acne is a thing.
Right.
Which I don't, like, I feel like the first thing I tell my kids is, like, hey, you're in high school now, just so you know... adult acne is the thing, so don't think it'll just go away magically when you turn 18.
Yeah, seriously.
Because I feel like that was, like, the most, like, glass-shattering, disheartening thing when I, like,
when you're an adult and you're still like, God dang it!
Over!
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, so, like, making, I guess, peace with the fact that, you know, it's not because I'm gross or, like, take bad care of my skin. It's just, you know... genetics, man.
Totally.
Like, it just comes from that side of the family that, you know, bad skin.
Totally.
And that I don't need to necessarily cover it up with, you know, foundation.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay that it's there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make me a gremlin.
Yeah, it doesn't make you any less or anything. Absolutely.
Right, so making my peace with that.
Totally.
Anyway, go for it.
Anyway, yeah, so my style as an adult is, like, it really hasn't changed too much from college. Like, I feel like I'm just very, like, basic, for lack of a better word. Like, I'm just comfortable. You know, like, you see me here. I'm just wearing, like, a sweatshirt. I'm wearing leggings. I'm just, like, whatever feels good is basically what I'm going to wear. Obviously, if there's, like, a special occasion, like, I can get myself done up. Like, you know, I'll wear, like, nice outfits.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, a lot of sweaters, like, jeans, boots. That's, like, my go-to look. Mm-hmm. In terms of makeup... I definitely don't use foundation. Like, I feel like I used foundation for a while, like, in high school, maybe a little bit in college. But for the most part, I just use, like, concealer, if that, just to, like, you know, under the eyes, and that's it. And then, like, you also mentioned this, but I also learned how to, like, color in my eyebrows.
Yeah, filling in eyebrows, man.
Has been, like, it's been a life changer, you know. That's a big thing. And then nowadays, like, I'll shop at places that are just, like, you know, just, like, typical. Like, I'll shop at, like, Target, H&M, Marshalls, because Marshalls has come-ups. Lululemon, I love it. Like, those are, like, my go-tos. In terms of, like, jeans, and I mentioned this prior, like, I'll only buy Lucky jeans. And I know it's a little bit pricey, like, you know, like, I don't really want to spend $60 on jeans. But at the same time, it's like what you said, when you find jeans that fit your body, like, you buy them. Exactly. It's hard to, like, find jeans that are perfect for your particular body. And Lucky Jeans just so happens to work for me. I have a very interesting body, too, because I don't really have a waist. Like, my waist and my hips are, like, the same width. So, like, it's, like, difficult because, like, a lot of jeans, like, it'll be a, like, smaller waistband and then, like, bigger in, like, the hips area and then, like, stuff like that. But, like, for me, it's difficult because it's kind of, like, the same size, but, like, needs extra, like, butt area. You know what I mean? And then I have really thin calves. So, it's, like, I have a very particular body. And Lucky Jeans, thank God, like, really tailors it to my body type.
Right.
So, I only buy that. High-waisted jeans only. Oh my gosh, I will not wear low-rise jeans. I refuse.
Right, yeah.
There's no way. I just feel like when I wear, like, low-rise jeans, I just feel like I'm pregnant. Like, does that make sense at all? It does. Like, I just feel like my gut's just, like, hanging out.
Right.
Yeah, and I wear, like, a lot of clothes from, like, my earlier years. Like, I really am not a person to, like, shop for clothing for myself. Like, recently I actually have been doing a little bit more shopping. I've been feeling like I should treat myself. This is this, and I'll buy, like, a sweater here and there. But for the most part, a lot of my wardrobe is from, like, college days, you know? Like, I take relatively good care of my clothes.
Right.
So, like, they have lasted, and they're still around. And then in terms of my hair, I've gone through different transitions, but most recently I've dyed it blonde, as you can see if you're looking on YouTube or if you've seen our Instagram pictures. My hair is naturally, like, jet black, so it's been a process of, like, trying to care for it.
Yeah.
Because you can't just dye your hair blonde and then just go back to your normal drugstore shampoo. Mm-hmm. So I've had to really adapt to a different style of hair maintenance. Like, I'm trying to only wash my hair twice a week, which is troublesome. Like, it is very challenging to do. Yeah. Because it's hard, because if you keep washing your hair, like, the color will, like, change. You know, like, I have, like, a pretty sandy color right now. And because my hair is so black, like, if I keep washing it, it'll go more to, like, warm tones, like reds and yellows. And that is what I don't want. So I've been trying very hard to, like, follow my hairdresser's instructions of, like...
She tells you only twice a week?
No. She hasn't told me twice a week. She's just, like, wash whatever you feel comfortable with.
Right.
But, like, wash with purple shampoo once a week. And then she gives me Olaplex shampoo for, like, the other times. But the thing is that, like, it's, like, a plethora of things of why I'm trying to only wash it twice a week. But, like... I'm trying to conserve the material, like the shampoos, because they are expensive.
Right, yeah.
So that's one reason. 2, now that it's been dyed and my hair has been damaged somewhat, when I brush out my hair after I wash it, it's like a 25-minute process, and I'm not exaggerating. Like, the amount of tangles in my... Like, it's funny, but I'm not exaggerating. Like, it takes me, like, 20 to 25 minutes to brush out my hair. After I wash it. It's insane. So it's like I'm also deterred by that. And then on top of it, it's like I have to style my hair because now that it's, like, dyed, it looks crazy when I, like, air dry it. So I have to style it. So it's like a whole bunch of things. And I'm just like, okay, I'll wash it with purple shampoo, like, midweek. And then I'll wash it with the regular shampoo, like, early week. And I'll just coast through the rest of the days. So it's been a challenge. And, like, you're not supposed to wash your hair that much. Like, that's, like, a thing also. I probably could be washing it more than 2 times a week, but I'm trying not to. But, yeah, so that's where I am with my hair care routine. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. That brings us to, like, the end of our style progression. Any last thoughts or comments, Alex?
So what I was going to pose a question to you then. Just, like... What style do you, like, really disagree with for yourself? Like, I can't pull this off whatsoever.
Okay, great question. I'm going to ask you the same thing. So for me, the issue that I have, and I've done this multiple times in my life, and every single time I do it, I regret it, but I can't pull off short hair. And let me tell you why. I have been blessed with an interesting body, as I've mentioned with the whole jean segment. I have like a Dorito shaped body where my shoulders are just like really wide and my hips are narrow. So like when I have short hair, it really accentuates how wide my shoulders are. And it just makes me look like a football player. Like that's how I always assimilate it. Like I always feel like a man, like a football playing man when I have short hair. So I'm sure anyone looking at me does not think that. But like we're talking, we're our own worst critic.
Right, yeah.
And so for me, I feel like short hair is not something I could do. How about you, Alex?
So, kind of for a similar reason, actually, I feel like anything that's strapless I can't pull off because I have too broad shoulders.
Shut up. Oh my god.
You know what?
Okay, coming from a girl whose shoulders is like a fraction of my width.
Shut up. So annoying.
You're so annoying.
Okay. Anyway, so there's that. And then one thing which I'm actually doing today, which I hate. I hate how my face looks with my hair up.
Why?
Because I feel like my face looks weird.
Like, why? Like, what makes you think that?
Like, too narrow or something.
Too narrow?
Like, yeah.
That's an interesting... I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
You've for sure heard me say that I hate how I look with my hair up.
I know that you've said that you have an issue with buns. And how, like, unless it's a perfect bun, you can't do it.
Well, yeah, that, too. I mean, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to that. But, yeah, like, I'm wearing my hair up right now.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, looking at myself in the camera just like, ugh, my face shape right now.
Oh, my God. You're ridiculous. Your face shape is not even weird. We had a roommate in college that did have a weird face shape. It was very boxy. And I feel like for her, like, if she would have said that, I'd been like, yeah, But, like, I don't see that with your face.
Yeah, so, like, stuff that exposes too much of my shoulders. Well, like, just straight up shoulders. Because I love wearing tank tops. I hate wearing...
My storage just got filled.
So what are we supposed to do now?
I guess I'll just go black for the rest of the episode.
Okay.
I mean, it's at the end.
Anyway,
Sorry you're not seeing my face, guys. My storage on my phone is filled.
Anyway, so anything that, like, I hate wearing shirts with sleeves.
Okay.
Like, it's either I wear tank tops or I wear long sleeves. There's no in the middle.
Yeah.
But anyway, so, like, there's that. And then anything that, like, fits, like, loosely around. Like, I can't wear dresses is basically what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, I can't wear dresses unless it has, like, more of a cinched waist.
That's fair.
That's what I'd say.
All right, well.
Anyway, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Thanks for joining us this week, guys. I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday break last week. And tune in for next week's episode. It's going to be a reprised episode from our season 1. Don't listen to this at night. So if you like that episode, we're going to be doing another one next week.
Yeah, sounds like a fun time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.